Look at this. A bird lands in the water bowl in your garden, dips its wings, splashes them against the water, dives in, then shakes itself again. Tiny droplets scatter everywhere, sparkling under the sunlight. You watch it and think the same thing almost everyone thinks. It's taking a bath to stay clean. But that's actually completely wrong. What that bird is doing in your water bowl is far more complicated, more urgent, and far more fascinating than most people realize. And it has almost nothing to do with cleanliness, in the same way a surgeon washing their hands before an operation isn't just getting clean. It's about removing contamination. There is a scientific reason behind every movement that bird makes in the water. And once you understand it, you'll never look at birds bathing the same way again. This is bird science. Let's begin with the basics. Why do birds even need water if their feathers are waterproof? The answer is exactly because they are waterproof. A bird's feathers are coated with a natural oil produced by a gland called the uropygial gland, located just above the tail. That oil is what keeps feathers water-resistant, flexible, and properly structured. But over time, that oil starts to break down. Dust accumulates. Tiny environmental particles stick to the feathers. The feather barbs, those microscopic structures that lock together almost like a zipper, slowly become misaligned through daily use. And a damaged feather system is a direct threat to a bird's survival. The bird can't fly as efficiently. It loses insulation against the cold. It struggles to regulate body temperature. It becomes slower, clumsier, and more vulnerable to predators. In extreme cases, it can even face hypothermia. That's why bathing isn't a luxury for birds. It's emergency maintenance. But the bath itself is only the first step in a process most people never fully notice. After bathing comes preening. The bird leaves the water and begins running its beak carefully over every single feather. This is not random behavior. It's a meticulous and highly organized operation. The beak presses along the base of each feather and slides all the way to the tip, reconnecting and realigning the feather barbs that shifted out of place. Then the bird reaches back to the uropygial gland near the tail and collects fresh oil directly with its beak. After that, it spreads the oil feather by feather across its body. It's basically the same process as waterproofing a jacket. First, you wash away dirt and old oils. Then you apply a fresh protective layer. Without cleaning first, the new waterproof coating doesn't work properly. The bath prepares the feathers to receive the oil. The oil restores the bird's entire flight and protection system. One process cannot function correctly without the other. And this full routine can last anywhere from 20 minutes to over an hour. So the next time you see a bird sitting quietly in your garden after bathing, you're not looking at a lazy animal drying in the sun. You're watching an aeronautical engineer performing maintenance on its own aircraft. But there's more. Bathing is also a method of temperature regulation. During the hottest summer days, when the sun heats the garden and the air becomes heavy and humid, birds face a problem humans don't have. They cannot sweat. Birds do not possess sweat glands. They can't release heat through their skin like we do. Their main cooling system is panting, evaporating moisture through the respiratory system, but that mechanism has limits. Cold water acts like the bird equivalent of a refreshing summer shower. Direct contact with cool water lowers body temperature almost immediately, and afterward, the evaporation of water from the feathers as the sun dries them completes the cooling process. It's no coincidence that your water bowl attracts more visitors during the hottest days. Birds are literally using it as an air conditioning system. Now comes the part that surprises most people the most. Bathing also serves a social function. Birds are not solitary creatures. Many species live inside highly complex social networks, and bathing together plays an important role inside those networks. When one bird enters the water bowl, others pay attention. If the first bird is dominant within the group, the others usually wait at a respectful distance for their turn. If it's a younger or lower-ranking bird, it may only enter when no stronger birds are nearby. And in many situations, the bath becomes a shared activity where several birds of the same species use the water together at the same time. These shared bathing moments strengthen social bonds. Birds become more comfortable with one another's presence. They reduce the safety distance they normally maintain, building trust that later helps them coordinate during dangerous situations. Your garden water bowl is not just a source of water, it's the central plaza of the bird neighborhood. It's the place where social relationships are formed, reinforced, and maintained to keep the group connected. But there's one final function of bathing that scientists discovered relatively recently, and it changes everything. Bathing is also parasite control. A bird's feathers are home to microscopic organisms, mites, lice, fungi, and bacteria. Some of them are harmless and completely normal, but when their populations grow too large, they become a serious danger. Feather parasites don't just create irritation and itching. They damage feather structure, reduce insulation, increase aerodynamic drag, and in severe situations can weaken the bird considerably. Water bathing acts as the first line of defense against these parasites. The water removes many of them directly, but the next step is just as important. Birds also take dust baths. This surprises many people. A bird rolling around in a patch of dry dirt isn't acting crazy. It's doing something incredibly intelligent. Fine dust works its way between the feathers and absorbs excess oil and moisture, the exact conditions parasites thrive in. Then the bird shakes off the dust, and many of the trapped parasites are removed along with it. Some birds even bathe in ants. This behavior is called anting, and it involves standing on an anthill while allowing ants to crawl through the feathers. The ants release formic acid, which works like a natural pesticide that helps eliminate parasites. So now do you see it? When a bird bathes in your garden, it's not simply cleaning itself. It's aerodynamic maintenance. It's temperature regulation. It's social bonding. It's parasite control. It's one of the most sophisticated maintenance routines anywhere in the natural world. And all of it happens inside that small bowl of water you placed in your garden almost without thinking about it. The next time you see a bird enter the water bowl, pause for a moment and really watch. Not just the splashing, the entire process. The bathing, the shaking, the careful preening afterward. You're witnessing a behavior refined over millions of years of evolution, and you're making it possible with nothing more than a bowl of water and a little generosity. Subscribe to Bird Science and leave a like if this completely changed the way you'll look at birds bathing from now on. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what part of the video surprised you the most. See you in the next video to learn even more about birds.